Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all of Ayam FM listeners. You are with me, DJ Irdina, on our program FIQH AL-SHABAB on our third episode. The title is Beyond Halal and Haram, the FIQH mindset every youth needs, with our beloved lecturer, knowledgeable and very intellectual Dr. Khairul Fahmi from Department of Usul Fiqh. How are you, Dr. Khairul Fahmi?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Alhamdulillah. Thank you for asking. And actually, Dr. Khairul Fahmi is our lecturer from Department Usul Fiqh and our second guest actually for our second episode. And today we bring again Dr. Khairul Fahmi here with us to discuss about our topic for today, which is Beyond Halal and Haram, the FIQH mindset every youth needs. Okay, the title, Beyond Halal and Haram, sounds very intriguing. Maybe Dr. can explain what it means to go beyond these terms in understanding of Islam.
Okay, thank you so much, DJ Irdina. First and foremost, I would like to say I'm honored to be here. I mean, I'm being a guest here for the second time.
Alhamdulillah.
So, Alhamdulillah, okay, for this chance. So, I mean, straight away to your question, okay. The title, I mean, Beyond Halal and Haram, okay. How do we actually understand this term, okay? I mean, from its literal meaning, okay. So of course, when we talk about halal and haram, basically there's the do's and don'ts in Islam, right? What we can do and what we cannot do, okay? So yeah, it is actually a very basic concept in Islam, okay? Where in Islam, because we understand that Islam not only just what we call this ritual, but actually it is way of life, and this way of life include a set of guidelines, rules, regulation that must be followed by the Muslim, okay. So I mean, yeah, instead of understanding this halal and haram as a do's and don'ts in Islam, actually it actually means more than that actually, okay. This means that we, instead of looking at this what we call this basic concept of halal and haram, we try to look deeper, try to look into the spirit and purpose behind Islamic teaching or Islamic ruling, for example, okay, and not just the legal boundaries or legal ruling. For example, when I'm still in primary school, for example, my parents always actually asked me to perform a salah, for example, right? So I was like, why do we have to perform a salah? Because sometimes, especially the salah to subh, the in the morning prayer, we as a primary school student, we find it quite hard to wake up early, right, and to perform prayer in Jama'ah in the masjid, okay. As I'm growing, becoming an adult, okay, I can see that the reason why Allah command us to do salah, actually not for Him, it's actually for our benefit, okay. So that even though we are busy with our life, with our studies, work and whatnot, with our families, but we still need to meet Him 5 times a day, where we can actually tell Him everything that we are facing in our life, whether it is happiness, sadness and whatnot. So actually it is for us, not for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So actually there is behind this kind of salah, there are much more things going than just obeying His commandment, okay.
Yeah, so basically this fiqh not about just about halal and haram, but we want to tell to youth to set their mind to have a fiqh mindset. So why is it important for you to develop a fiqh mindset instead of viewing Islam only through the lens of rules and prohibitions?
Subhanallah, this is a very important question here. Why do youth today has developed this fiqh mindset? We call it in Arabic as malaka fiqhiyya, okay. Because when you talk about fiqh mindset, it is not just about memorizing rules. This is haram, this is halal, makruh and so on, okay. It is more than that. Actually, it is actually when we understand how and why those rules exist. Okay, when young people, actually youth, see Islam, I mean, only as a list of do's and don'ts, then this, mindset actually can lead to feeling that Islam is very restrictive. Okay, very, disconnected from our life, our daily
Yeah.
life. Okay, and then it becomes, rigid, where it was like, oh, we cannot do this because it is haram.
Yeah.
We cannot do this because it is halal. So it is very rigid. Okay, and when, the youth, especially when they try to have this, fiqh mindset, they understand the reason, wisdom behind all of this, do's and don'ts, haram and halal. I mean, they can actually use this, understanding to think critically. They will ask why Islam actually command us to do this, for example, this act, for example, and how does do this principle applies, in our life, for example. So we can, I mean, not only understand the reason of this command, actually we can understand why we should do it, and why, I mean, there is a need for us not only to do it but also to understand all of this, I mean, command, and I mean, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet. Okay.
Okay, so basically, if we understand, we can like know why we have to do this, why this thing we cannot do. So we do not just know that this is halal, this is haram, but we can know what is the reason behind it. Okay, before we end our first session for today's episode, maybe you can go to the last question. How does having the right understanding of fiqh help Muslim youth make wise and balanced decisions in their everyday life?
Okay. So, pertaining to this third question, by having this, right understanding about fiqh, okay, will help the Muslim youth, the university student, like in IUM,
To make
they
decisions.
make, very wise and balanced decision. Okay, so that, I mean, by understanding this fiqh, I mean, how and why this command or the I mean, a certain act, a certain ritual, certain, I mean, ibadah, being commanded to us, actually, it will actually make us think critically, where we actually being taught to look things from different angle, for example. That's why, if let's say we talk about fiqh, especially in Islam, we have actually at least four different madhab. They are looking into like one issue, but they have different opinion. So we are being taught to look one thing from different angle. Not just we talk about halal and haram, no, but sometimes we have to look also whether this will benefit us, whether this will benefit the society, for example, and whether actually this is ethical or not, and whether our action actually will actually please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I think this is very important for Muslim youth to have a very right understanding about fiqh.
Okay, so we can say that if they understand fiqh, they can make decision from the different angle, like different the point of view. So we can like apply it if it is suitable for the case or the things that we want to.
True. Like when let's say you're like having a compass, you have compass in, let's say you are in jungle, then by having this compass actually can guide you to actually the right direction. Example, I can give you the simplest one. I always tell my student in my usul fiqh class, like this happened during period of Umar al-Khattab, for example. So supposedly, I mean, in Islam we have this what you call as hudud, punishment for several very serious crimes. So one of the crime was haddu sariqah, punishment for a crime of theft. So during period of Umar al-Khattab, for example, there was drought season, famine, people are starving, they are desperate for food and whatnot. So supposedly, when someone is caught, for stealing, punishment will be cut off hand. So during this period, there was one person he was caught for stealing, and Omar, supposedly as Khalifa, he need to cut off this man's hand. But in the case, instead of following this, rule to the letter, literally, he said no. I will not cut off the hand of this person because actually this person stealing out of desperation. He needs to find food. He needs to stay alive. So I will give him lesser punishment. So this actually show how actually this understanding of fiqh will help us, Muslims especially, to make not only correct but the most appropriate decision in our daily life, especially.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your answer. We will continue our program after this, inshallah, with our beloved lecturer, Dr. Khairul Fahmi. And don't forget to tune in to IFM, your campus radio. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all of IFM listeners. Welcome back to FIQH AL-SHABAB on our third episode today with our beloved lecturer, Dr. Khairul Fahmi from Department of Usul Fiqh. Before this, we are discussing about actually the title. Our title is Beyond Halal and Haram, and what is the terms, this term understanding in Islam perspective, and also why it is important to youth have a fiqh mindset and what they can do or apply if they have a understanding of fiqh in their life. Okay, so today we want to go to the next question. In today's world, many young Muslims struggle to differentiate between culture and also religion. How can a fiqh mindset help them navigate these differences, Doctor?
Okay. Thank you for this question. And this is also very important question that I think we need to answer. Okay, this question, because today many young Muslim, they grow up surrounded by cultural practice that often mix with religion practices. Because especially Malay, we have our own custom culture that we are growing up with. Okay, and sometimes this actually can confuse between to this young Muslim, which one is culture, which one is religion. Okay, so by having this fiqh mindset, it can help this young Muslim actually to go back to its basic source of Islam, which is Quran, Sunnah, and the scholars' understanding. Because in understanding Quran and Sunnah, we need to also understand what scholars' opinion is all about. Because sometimes, let's say, we just following Quran and Sunnah, we might misunderstand the real meaning of those sources. So we need to really understand what scholars are talking as well about this Quran and Sunnah. Okay, so before we decide whether something is religious or something actually is culture, okay, we need actually again to go to the basic just now, Quran, Sunnah, and the scholars' opinion. Okay, so when the young Muslim, they understand fiqh, okay, they have this right fiqh mindset. For example, they gonna start to ask is this practice based on Islamic principle?
Yeah.
It is just part of tradition. In Malay custom, for example, okay, I can give you here, like in Malay culture, usually when we meet our families, right, our what do you call this, uncle and aunts, okay, our nephew and niece, we actually has been accustomed to shake hands with all our aunties and whatever. Okay, so sometimes we was like, is it okay to shake it with this person or this one?
Yeah, is it you can shake their hand or not? Because sometimes they are not our mahram,
Yes,
so we can shake their hand.
Yes, but of course, if let's say we're following our parents said, oh, no, just shake everyone. They're all actually your family.
You have to see, show your respect to them.
Yes, true. So actually, by having this fiqh mindset, then we actually came to mean, okay, this one we can shake hand, and then the other we cannot. We have to have set the limit. between these people who are our families, yes, but they are people who we cannot shake hand with. Okay.
Right. But I think I have faced this situation before this, but the situation is I think different with the situation that doctor have said. I want to shake their hands because I can, because they are my mother, my uncle for my mother, so I can shake their hand, right? So,
Yes.
but when I want to shake their hand, they like and make
I
like
see.
a weird face, like why these people want to shake their hand or like
I
that. But I
see.
think when I ask my mother again, I can shake their hand, right? So my mother said, yes, you can, because they are your mahram. But they feel like maybe is it I can shake this girl hands, because maybe they feel like not everyone they can shake,
Yeah.
but they do not know that they actually can shake my
Yes.
hands,
True.
because
True.
I can't marriage getting married with them, right?
True. True. This is, I mean, why it is important to have this
Mm-mm.
big mindset. So these people, your uncle, they also need to learn fake as well. Inshallah, okay?
Inshallah.
Right.
Okay, so what actually a role for Maqasid al-Sharia, the objective of Islamic law, play in shaping the way youth should think about right and wrong? So we go deep into this topic actually.
Okay, good. So just now we talk about the halal and haram,
Mm-mm.
the reason and whatnot. Okay, how it will help Muslim youth to have more critical thinking. And now the question is about the maqasid sharia. Okay, the role of maqasid sharia in shaping the way youth or young Muslims should think
Mm-mm.
about right and wrong. Okay, so first and foremost we must know what is maqasid sharia.
Mm-mm.
Okay, maqasid actually coming from the word maqsad. Okay, I mean singular word of maqasid is maqsad, which means purpose or objective. And sharia is sharia,
Mm-mm.
So basically it is objective of sharia.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this actually maqasid sharia actually, I mean, we have the general one, general principle of maqasid sharia, like according to Imam Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah, for example, he said the Sharia aims at safeguarding people's interests
Mm-mm.
and at the same time preventing harm from them in this way and the next. Okay, so that is the general maqasid Sharia in Islam, to safeguard people's interests and to prevent harm. Okay, and he further explained that if let's say this command of Allah in Quran and in Sunnah, for example, is not aimed at bringing benefit to people, doesn't aim to prevent harm, then it will bring chaos to all humankind. Okay, so when we talk about this maqasid sharia, apart from understanding the general objective of maqasid sharia in Islam, I mean the scholars actually have further discussed this maqasid sharia by making several categories of this maqasid sharia. Like what we call as darat al-khamsa, 5 fundamental values that most of the students in IUM, especially those who study fiqh, will know about this. The first one is the hifz al-din, preservation of religion. Okay, then comes to the hifz al-nafs, preservation of life. Okay, then hifz al-aql, preservation of intellect, preservation of lineage or hifz al-nasab, and last but not least hifz al-mal, preservation of property. So these maqasid sharia again is very very important. I mean, so that we can actually help the young Muslim today when they want to do something, they must bear this in their mind. Okay, not only right and wrong, only haram and halal, but they must understand also that there are these categories that actually can help them to make their decision better, and can help them or guide them in making just and appropriate decision in their daily life.
So these five principle in Maqasid Sharia will help youth people to shape their way of thinking about right and wrong, basically.
Yes.
So if they can understand well these 5 principles, is it can, inshallah, they can think in the right way to
True.
make a decision.
Yeah.
And before we end, we have the last question for this session. How can understanding the principle of usul fiqh strengthen a youth's reasoning when facing new moral or social challenges?
Okay, so for this question, how understanding principle of usul fiqh, strengthen youth reasoning. Okay, when facing with new
Moral or
moral
social challenge, because we
challenges,
have a lot social challenges nowadays.
yes.
In no, I think a lot of new things that we have to face in our
True.
daily life.
Actually, that is very, very true. Especially during we are living in today, technological period era. We have they have this internet. We have the social media today. They have Facebook for the old people. For the younger ones, they have Instagram, TikTok, and whatnot. Right.
All of us can access.
Yes. Okay. And we also have this AI today, artificial intelligence like ChatGPT and so on. And whatnot. Okay. So this, what you call this, technological advances, for example, actually a challenges to all Muslim youth today. Okay, because sometimes when facing this, new technology, new social media, platform, for example. Okay, sometimes the Muslim youth doesn't know whether we can actually like posting something in your like IG or Instagram, for example. Can we post this? Can we actually share this photo or not?
Can we reshare?
Yes.
Yeah. Can we repost it or not?
Yes. Okay. Like for the content creator, for example, can we do this content? Is it appropriate or not? So yes, these things actually are very important. Okay, and if let's say we understand this principle of usul fiqh, supposedly this will actually teach us or actually guide us, okay, how we should approach or answer this question. Because again, it is not just halal and haram. Okay, sometimes we can post certain content in Facebook or even in Instagram or TikTok. It is okay in terms of the content, but we should also think about whether it is ethical or not, whether actually this content can actually bring good benefit or bad benefit to the people out there, for example. So this thing again will actually help us to reconsider whether we should post it or not, and whether we should share this content or not. Okay, so yes, this is very, very important today.
Yeah, because you can see like before after the trend, the content in trend, they will receive a certain from the ustad that you actually the content is not ethical to do, and actually it's not like it's not ethical in Islam, and also it's not ethical for actually from the morality aspect, because some content or trend that we follow, we actually sometimes we don't understand well what is the purpose of the content, but we want to like follow, we want to like reach a lot of views, so we want to do that. Because of that, we not think what actually the aspect of the ethical or morals of, is it can in our religion to do that or not.
Yes. And if let's say I can add more example here, because as a student, for example, in university, right? Usually the university student, they have before this we have the trend of coupling, boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm not sure whether you have one.
Inshallah not.
But today, because before during my time, they say okay, coupling is haram, clear, khalas. But today, we have this new term, slightly modified, becoming Islamic couple.
Islamic couple.
Couple, but Islamic, subhanallah. So this is a new thing, okay?
So these two people have a Islamic background, so they can help each other like that.
Yeah, something that was like, for me, it's okay. Like, if let's say I want to, wake up my boyfriend so that he can do tahajjud, was like, subhanallah.
Allah.
Even the shaitan is confused. Is that correct? Okay, they are coupling. but you know, they will say, okay, we gonna do ibadah together. So this is again thing that can make the Muslim youth today confused whether we can do it or cannot do it.
And the people that do that is actually have a Islamic background.
True.
Then they will say, is it can we can do like that lah, because they are doing that because of that, because they are seeing the the other people doing the things that actually we cannot do, but the people that do is from the religion background of a student. So because of that, they are little bit confused. Is it actually they cannot do that because Islam couple is haram in Islam. Okay, after this we will continue to the third session of our program. Don't forget to tune in to IFM, your campus radio. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome back to our program FIQH AL-SHABAB on our third episode today with Dr. Khairul Fahmi, lecturer from Department Usul Fiqh. And we are discussing before this about how can understanding the principle of Usul Fiqh strengthen the youth thinking, and how the maqasid al-Sharia, the objective of Islamic law, can play to shaping their way of thinking to make a decision, is it right or wrong. And we are going to continue our program to the next question. Some people see fiqh as too technical or only for scholars. How can we make fiqh more approachable and relevant to young audience? Because we can hear they will say that, oh, about that I can say anything because they are not my in my like, I don't know about it. So you can just refer to the other scholars or other ustads, because I just can follow. I just cannot say anything about it. But actually we can, if we have an understanding about it, right?
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah. Actually, this is very great point, because, many people today, not only Muslim youth, but even the, old generation, when we talk about fiqh, there was this is something that is, complicated.
Yeah, very, very heavy to talk about it.
True. Every discussion, it is meant for scholars or ustad, for example. But, in truth, fiqh actually part of our Muslim daily life, because we deal with fiqh every single day.
The way of our life, actually. So we have to have an understanding about it.
True. I mean, starting when we wake up from sleeping, when we wake up in the morning until we go to bed again, at night, we are actually dealing with fiqh. Like how do we pray, how do we eat, for example. In working, should we or should we not? I mean, if let's say we have extra time, we do something that is not related to our work, for example, okay, or how do we interact with other people. These are all fiqh, okay. So the key is to make it more approachable and connected to real life experiences, okay, because everyone have their their daily life routine and plan, for example. So for young audience or in young Muslim, for example, we need to present them fiqh as something that is like a way of life, okay, living guideline, okay, instead of telling them certain difficult Arabic terms here and there, technical debates. So we show them that fiqh is way of life, guideline how to live your life according to Sharia, and how actually this fiqh can help them to make wiser choice every single day, okay. And this can be done through many relatable example. For example, again, I will use the example of social media. Again, when someone want to do something in your social media, whether posting videos, sharing photos, again, this actually will be a very relatable example, because they can understand that this actually we have done this every single day. We watch content, we watch video, watch YouTube, and this is for me very good way to make fiqh more approachable to the young audiences, okay.
Maybe we can add some example when Ustaz Zaidrus Ustaz Zaidrus can be a sample that give or make fiqh more approachable, because when Ustaz Zaidrus give answer or like explain for the question that has been given from their audience, people can understand it, and like because Ustaz Azra just used simple terms and simple way to like answer their question. So because of that, they will like, oh, this is like not like heavy or like difficult that we think,
True.
but actually very very light, very very we can
Yeah.
all of us can like actually apply it in our
Yeah,
lives.
very
So
true.
this is a very good sample actually.
Yes.
So and we have actually a lot of influencers that have a Islamic background also doing these things, because when they are being asking from their audience or their followers about the hukum or other things that related to fiqh, they answer in like the in the short video, so all of us can actually understand it and also apply it in our life.
Yes.
It's very very good sample in our life for
Yeah.
today.
And I mean,
And
for me, that is the reason why, like you just mentioned about UAI,
mm-mm,
and he has a very, very, large number of, follower
mm-mm,
from all walk of life, from
yeah,
old until young
mm-mm,
generation. The way he present or answer the question actually for me is very simple,
mm-mm,
and for me, it can attract many young audiences today
mm-mm.
with his joke and whatnot. Yes.
Because they when Ustaz give answer, they just like just give the direct answer,
True.
not have a like flower.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so what are some real life example of how a strong fixed mindset can help youth maintain integrity and balance in today's fast changing world? So maybe you can give one two example for this, like the situation of
Yeah.
youth people.
Okay. So then when we talk about this, real life example, I think I have covered some of them before this, right? In the previous question, like when we talk about, the social media, okay, the like in education, for example, or in career choices, or even in friendship and relationship, okay, a strong fixed mindset can actually guide the young Muslim to stay grounded and balanced in today's fast changing world, okay, because we have again so many technological advances today. Okay, we have so many, different generation problem, okay, that we don't have it in the past.
Yeah.
Okay, so if let's say, we talk about, like, career choices, for example, okay, so if let's say we talk about this, career choices as a student, of course, when they decided to take certain courses or majoring in their study, they will usually think, okay, these courses will actually help me to easily get job later on, right? So we're just thinking about the job market or perspective, right? But if let's say someone has a very strong fixed mindset, he will not only think about whether this job has the market or not, but they will also think or ask whether, this job is halal or not, whether is there any haram element in this job or not, okay, and how does this job will contribute to the to the ummah, how he can actually better serve the ummah, okay, and how by accepting this job, how he or she can balance his work with his religious duties. Because sometimes when we only, too focused on the, what we call this, the material benefit, we forget that we have another, benefit which is much more important and much more, long lasting, like, benefit that we can have, in the akhirah, for example. If let's say, a youth, he only, chose the job or career based on benefit, the material benefit, then sometimes he may forget that, apart from working, he also need to worship Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. That is part of his job as well as a servant of Allah. So by having this, strong fixed mindset, he can balance between this, worldly benefit as well as the akhirah benefit, which is much more important.
So if we have a strong mindset, we actually can we can think that our work, is it applicable or is it like aligned to the fake the hukum of our religion, because if we have a strong mindset of fiqh, actually we know that work is our ibadah. So
True.
if we are conduct a work that not aligned with our religion, how can our work become ibadah?
True.
So we have to like see, or we can like think, is it this work give benefit to the ummah? Is
Yes.
it have a benefit to our family? And is it halal? Is it like it's not about halal, but actually about the berkah, halal
Yes.
berkah and all of this, because when we work we will receive payment for our work.
True.
So this we will use it for our life, our family. So we have to think about it. So we have a strong mindset to make sure that we are taking a very very have a benefit of work in our life, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay, and in that, in what ways can Islamic institution and program, maybe like FIQH AL-SHABAB, cultivate this mindset among students today?
Okay. Regarding this, this question, how or ways, what ways or in what ways is an institution with a program like this program that we are having today can actually cultivate this mindset. Okay, so I mean, Islamic institution, okay, and program, Islamic program like FIQH AL-SHABAB actually has a very powerful role in cultivating fiqh mindset among students today. Okay, of course, it need to start by creating learning environment that are not only about memorizing ruling, not only know about this is haram, this is halal, not only that, but also about understanding their purpose of this ruling, of this command, as well as how to play them in their daily life. Okay, programs like FIQH AL-SHABAB, for example, can use interactive discussion, real world case studies, even social media platform that you have, whether it is Facebook, YouTube, even TikTok, to show that fiqh is actually connected to everyday issues. Okay, from our lifestyle, from the choices that we have, like as a young audience, for example, as a university student. Okay, so when the student they can see how Islamic principle can be used to get things like again, how to live their life. Okay, how to make choices. Okay, how to pick, like how to choose, like for example, courses that they should take in university. Okay, and or whether they should post something in their social media or not. Okay, they will actually, this program will actually make student see that Islamic principle actually much more, much more important, and have broader impact to their life rather than this just do's and don't in Islam. Okay.
Okay, I can say that inshallah this program purpose actually to cultivate mindset of among students in this university, inshallah. And we will continue our session for the last session for our program after this, inshallah. Don't forget to tune in to IFM, your campus radio. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are going back to continue our program FIQH AL-SHABAB on our third episode with our lecturer, Dr. Khairul Fahmi from Department Usul Fiqh. So, I will ask for your opinion, Doctor. What is the biggest challenge for youth today in applying Islamic principle beyond just knowing what is halal or haram?
So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, so the question asking about biggest challenge, okay, in applying Islamic principle today. So when right now we are again living in very what we call as a boundless world. Okay, there is no boundary, right? Especially the online, okay, or virtual world today. So for me, from what I've seen, the biggest challenges for youth today is actually living the Islamic principle in the world that promote the opposite values, values that contradict with Islamic values. Okay, so many young people today, they know what is halal, what is haram, and when we have heard this so many times, oh, this is halal, this is haram, and whatnot. Okay, but knowing is different from doing or practicing it. Okay, because if let's say we want to apply those principle, those teaching consistently, it is actually sometimes quite difficult, especially when they are surrounded by, you know, so many distraction, you know, from social medias, okay, from, you know, even from their friends, you know, peer pressure. Sometimes they have this friend who actually, unfortunately, they tend to actually, you know, promote this, you know, Western values, for example. Okay, and, you know, again, mixed message from social media and popular culture. So these, you know, challenges, these thing actually, I mean, really, make this, you know, a life of Muslim youth today, I mean, quite challenging and difficult in
To apply
applying this principle of Islam. Okay, and this challenge is not only about knowing the rules or principle, but it's more about whether we have the strength and wisdom to make the right choices, to make the right things. Okay, when it is, I mean, not that easy and not popular. Because sometimes people say they want to do that is, but what is popular?
Yeah.
What is trending today?
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes the pressure to fit, you know, among, I mean, this generation, they want to be accepted by their colleague, by their friends, okay, or to go with the flow, for example. We're gonna go with the flow, you know, YOLO today. You only live once, so do whatever you want. So these things can make Islamic values feel quite, you know, what we call this, difficult to be practiced, and seems like old-fashioned. All people just follow this, you know, Islamic values and whatnot. Okay.
I think they do not want to apply it, or they are afraid to apply it because they will be different from their friends.
True, yes.
And like Dr. say, old-fashioned.
Yeah.
People will say if someone, young girls like me, wearing a hijab, and the proper hijab that align with Islamic rulings, they will call like ustazah or the, you know, the auntie, because like, you know, they say if we are youth, we are not in the age, so we have to follow the trend, how we want to like wear our hijab, our attire. So because that they want us to like follow the trend, follow the culture that they bring from the Western actually.
True.
So because of that, maybe we will feel like we do not want to be different from others. So because of that, we just follow it and we not apply it in our daily life.
True.
Because of this biggest challenge, I think.
Yeah.
And
if I say I can add one more point here. You know, I mean, this is where, you know, this, you know, fake mindset, you know, understanding this Islamic principle actually will really help the youth today. I mean, because it will remind the youth that Islam is not here to restrict them, not to say this is haram only, okay, or this is halal only, but it is actually here to protect them and help them to live with meaning and balance. Because whatever Allah command, whatever Allah says, you can do it or cannot do it, it's actually for our benefit.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
So when they understand the wisdom behind the ruling, it will become easier for them to apply Islam principle in their life. I mean, daily life. And again, you know, in living in today's world, instead of we are busy with, you know, chasing the approval of the creation, the people around us, we should also focus on, you know, seeking our approval from our Creator, which is much more important.
So I think I want to ask the final advice would you share with our students and young Muslim on nurturing a FIQH mindset that leads to maturity, balance and purpose in life?
Okay, good. So yeah, this is my advice generally. Okay, of course it can apply to, you know, our student here. It also can apply to people out there, inshallah. Okay, So, I mean, my advice here, to our students, our beloved student in this university, even in young Muslim out there, is don't just learn Islam. I mean, to just to know about the Islam, but live the Islam. Okay, live Islam, or actually live Islam in your life. Okay, how? By understanding the Islam, the teaching of Islam. Again, why Allah command us to do certain act, or why Allah prohibit us from doing certain action, for example. Okay, so live this Islam in your life. Appreciate this, Islamic teaching, Islamic principle. Okay, and by having this fixed mindset, this correct mindset. Okay, it means it going beyond just knowing or memorizing the ruling, but it also about building wisdom, balance, and purpose in every part of our life. Okay, and for the student out there, please take your time to learn this Islamic teaching, to understand the Islamic teaching, to appreciate this Islamic teaching. Ask question. If let's say you doesn't know, ask question. Seek knowledge. It continues. We have to study continuously from even when you are not only when you are a student here, but also when you already working out there, you still need to study, to seek Islamic knowledge. Okay, and of course, when you're studying, you seek knowledge, you have to take it from reliable scholars, scholars that actually have a valid background of Islamic teaching and whatnot. And when you learn Islam, when you understand the wisdom behind this teaching, hopefully by understanding those principles of Islam, it will make it easier for you to apply this ruling in your life, especially again in this where there are so many challenges, there are so many problem issues here and there. Okay, hopefully this fixed mindset, this Islamic teaching can guide you, not only to guide you throughout your life, but also can help you to obtain Allah's pleasure here and in the akhirah, inshallah.
Inshallah. So thank you so much, Doctor, for your beautiful advice for our student and also young Muslim, inshallah. And this is our last session for our program, FIQH AL-SHABAB, episode 3. And inshallah, we will have another episode for another week with me, DJ Irdina. And thank you so much to Dr. Karfahmi for being here, for being our guest for this program. And inshallah, we can see in other time, in other place, inshallah. This is DJ Irdina signing off from IUMFM, your campus radio.